Your diaphragm is the primary muscle of respiration, and just like any muscle, it can get tight, which will restrict its movement. When your diaphragm cannot move freely on the inhalation and exhalation, this impacts the function of your lungs and your diaphragm's ability to stabilize your lumbar spine. So in this yoga practice, first we will focus on increasing your awareness of your diaphragm, and then we will work on toning that muscle with breath and movement. We will also work on releasing stiffness in your thoracic spine and your rib cage, and work on establishing better posture, because poor posture also impacts the movement of your diaphragm. Now, it might be a bit difficult to get a sense of how your diaphragm moves at the beginning, so we will use a simple gesture to help you understand its movement. So your diaphragm at rest is shaped as a dome, which sits deep within your rib cage. With the inhalation, your diaphragm flattens and moves down as the bottom part of your rib cage flares outward and your belly sticks forward. And then with the exhalation, your lungs shrink and pull on your diaphragm, so your diaphragm moves back up to return to its resting dome shape. And this kind of rhythm happens with every breath cycle. So we will try to envision and facilitate this movement of the diaphragm in different positions throughout the practice. Now, at first, it might feel a little challenging to feel the movement of the diaphragm and to try to impact its movement consciously. But as you continue to practice, it will become more and more natural. And it's definitely worth your while. So let's give it a go. I'm Olga Cable, yoga teacher and yoga therapist. Let's begin. We will begin the practice in a comfortable seated position of your choice. So take a moment to get settled now. Close your eyes. Make sure that your spine is upright. And go ahead and place your hands on the sides of your rib cage. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed and your neck feels long. When you inhale, notice how the bottom part of your rib cage expands outwards under your hands. And with the exhalation, watch how the rib cage moves back in toward the center. Continue to breathe like that. Continue to experience this motion, the outward motion of the bottom part of your rib cage with the inhalation. And with the exhalation, notice how your rib cage returns back to the starting shape. Take 3 more breaths like that, paying attention to this flaring out action of your rib cage. Make sure that your shoulders stay relaxed. When you finish with your current breath cycle, go ahead and place one hand on top of the other in front of your chest and form like a dome shape with your hands. Keep your wrists slightly below your sternum. With the next inhalation, slowly press your hands down, flattening your hands and extending your elbows out to the sides. And with your exhalation, return your hands into the dome shape as your elbows move closer toward your body. And let's continue to move like that. On the inhale, flatten your hands and flare your elbows out. And with the exhalation, return your hands into the dome shape and bring your elbows in. When you do this action next time, imagine a similar movement happening deep within your rib cage. With the inhalation, as you flatten your hands and bring your elbows out, imagine your diaphragm flattening and widening the bottom of the rib cage. With the next exhalation, as your hands return into the dome shape, imagine your diaphragm lifting up and in within your rib cage. And let's continue to breathe like that. Press your hands down and flare your elbows out as you widen the bottom of your rib cage and flatten your diaphragm. And with the exhalation, bring your hands back to the dome shape, elbows in, and imagine your diaphragm lifting up and in. Continue to breathe like that. With every inhalation, imagine flattening the diaphragm and flaring out the bottom part of the rib cage. And with every exhalation, lift your solar plexus up and in, and imagine your diaphragm lifting up into the dome shape deep within your rib cage. Take 2 more breaths like that. And now we'll add a slight pause to this action. So next time, inhale for about 6 seconds as you flatten your diaphragm and flare out your ribs. Then hold your breath in for a couple of seconds. And then exhale for about 6 seconds. Imagine your diaphragm lifting up and in. And then hold your breath out for a couple of seconds. Continue to breathe like that. Inhale for 6. Flatten and flare out. Hold the air in for 2 seconds. And then exhale for about 6. Lift in and up. And then hold the air out for a couple of seconds. Take 2 more breaths like that, please. With those slight holds after you inhale and after you exhale. Whenever you finish with your current cycle, rest your hands on your knees. Keep your eyes closed. And take a few full deep breaths here. Keep your awareness at the bottom part of your rib cage. And notice if you can feel any movement there. What kind of movement? What happens when you inhale? And what happens as you exhale? And then whenever you feel ready, go ahead and transition onto your hands and knees. Align your wrists underneath your shoulder joints and your knees underneath your hip joints. With the next inhalation, lift the chest forward and up, stretching through the front of the body. And as you exhale, round your back, pull your belly button in and tuck the chin in. And again, on the inhale, lift your chest forward and up. And as you do that, flatten your diaphragm and flare out the bottom part of the rib cage. And with the exhalation, as you round your back, lift your solar plexus in and up. And again, on the inhale, lift your chest away from the navel as you flare the bottom part of your rib cage out. And with the exhalation, pull the belly button in, round your back, and lift your solar plexus up and in. Do that again on the inhale. Lift the chest, flare out the ribs for about 6 seconds. Linger here for a moment. And with the exhalation, round your back, lift your solar plexus up and in, tuck the chin in, and hold it here for a couple of seconds. Continue to breathe like that and to move like that, lifting your chest, widening your rib cage on the inhale. Linger for a couple of seconds. And then round your back, lift your solar plexus in. And linger for a couple of seconds here. Do it for one more breath cycle. And when you finish with your current repetition, go ahead and stand up on your knees. Raise your arms up, bend your elbows, and place your palms together right above your head. With the inhalation, widen the bottom part of the rib cage here. And with the exhalation, fold down, bringing your chest down toward your thighs and tailbone down toward the heels. Hands to your lower back. Relax your neck. With the inhalation, lift back up, leading with your chest, sweeping your arms out and up, placing your palms together above your head and widening your rib cage. And with the exhalation, slowly move down, placing your hands on your lower back and relaxing your neck. Let's do it again. Take about 6 seconds to move up, sweeping your arms out and up. Place your palms together, move your elbows out and widen your rib cage. Linger for a moment. And with the exhalation, slowly fold down, placing your hands on your lower back. Think of lifting your solar plexus up and in, and hold it there for a couple of seconds. Again, on the inhale, go up. Sweep your arms out and up, palms together over your head. Elbows out, widen your rib cage. Linger here for 2 seconds. And as you exhale, fold back down, gradually lifting your solar plexus up and in. And then relax your neck at the end. Stay here. Place your arms on the floor next to you. Rest your forehead on the floor, or you can put a pillow under it. Roll your shoulders forward. Allow your chest to drape over your thighs. Direct your breathing into your upper and middle back. Since your abdomen is compressed here, your diaphragm cannot move as freely with your inhalation, which gives us an opportunity to direct that breath into your upper and middle back. So continue to breathe like that, expanding your upper and middle back with every inhalation without tensing your shoulders. And with your exhalation, relaxing your shoulders, your neck, sinking deeper into the pose. Take 2 more breaths like that, please. Notice how your breathing feels when you compress your abdomen. And whenever you finish with your current breath cycle, come on up onto your hands and knees. And then transition into the push-up-like position on your forearms, so plank pose. Make sure that your shoulders are directly over your elbows, forearms are parallel to each other, head is in line with the spine, and keep your body in one line. If you notice that your hips start to sag, it's better to lift them up a little higher. Try to keep a neutral curve in your lower back, so you don't need to tuck the tailbone under here. Now take a deep breath here in the pose, and with the exhalation, lift the pelvic floor muscles first, as if you're stopping the flow of urine. Then gradually contract your abdomen from the pubic bone toward the navel. Hold those contractions, and then slowly inhale and think of widening the bottom part of your rib cage. Don't release your abdominal and pelvic floor contractions. With the exhalation, re-engage your pelvic floor and your abdomen. Keep them engaged, and on the inhale, again think of widening the bottom part of your rib cage. as your diaphragm moves down. Continue to breathe like that. Notice the increase of pressure in your abdominal cavity with every inhalation as the diaphragm moves down. And do your best to maintain the contraction of the pelvic floor and your abdomen to create stability for your lumbar spine. With the next exhalation, bring your knees down. Come on up with your hands and knees, lift your chest forward and up, curl the toes under. On the exhale, lift your knees off the ground. Walk your hands towards your feet so you end up standing on your feet with your feet about hip distance apart or so, knees generously bent. Drape your upper body over your thighs, relax your neck. Press your feet firmly into the ground. With the next inhalation, lift your chest slightly and bend your elbows out to the sides, flaring your ribcage out. And with the exhalation, move back down as you lift your solar plexus up and in. And again, with the inhalation, lift ever so slightly as you pull your elbows out, widen the bottom part of your ribcage. And as you exhale, drape back down, lift your solar plexus up and in, creating that lifting sensation within your ribcage. Again, on the inhale, slight lift as you move your elbows out and flare out your ribs. Stay here for a couple of seconds. And with the next exhalation, contract your abdomen, lift your solar plexus in and up, and drape down. And hold the air out for 2 seconds. And then press your feet firmly into the ground. Bring your arms out to the sides. Lead with your chest and go all the way up into standing. Reach up high. And with the exhalation, bring your arms down. Stand up tall. Relax your shoulders. Bring your attention to your breath. On the inhale, notice how your lower ribs flare out and your belly expands. And with the exhalation, notice how your belly pulls in and your ribcage relaxes. Continue to breathe like that. Take your time to inhale. Observe where you feel it in your body. And take your time to exhale, noticing the action of exhalation within your body. As you continue to breathe like that, stay nice and tall. And notice how this action of deep, long breathing supports your posture. As you continue to breathe here, place your hands on the sides of your rib cage. And once again, feel your rib cage widen at the bottom with your inhalation. And then imagine your diaphragm lifting up and in as you exhale. And then keep your left hand on the side of your rib cage and raise your right arm up. Take a deep breath here, focusing on expanding the right side of your rib cage. And with the next exhalation, bend your right elbow and pull it toward the right side of your waist, bending sideways. With the inhalation, raise your right arm up again and stretch through the right side of your body. And with the exhalation, again, pull your elbow
toward your waist as you shorten the right side of the body. Again, on the inhale, raise your right arm, lengthen through the right side. Hold your breath in for a moment. And with the next exhalation, shorten the right side of the body, pulling your elbow toward the waist. And hold your air out for a moment. Do that again. Inhale for about 6 seconds as you raise your right arm up and lengthen through the right side. Linger at the top for a couple of seconds. And with the next exhalation, again, shorten the right side of the body. And then hold the air out for a couple of seconds. Then go ahead and stand up tall. Take a breath or two here. Compare the right side of your body and the left side of your torso. And then place your right hand on the right side of your rib cage. With the next inhalation, raise your left arm up and stretch through the left side of the body. And with the exhalation, bend your left elbow, pull it toward the left side of your waist, and shorten your left side. Again, on the inhale, raise your left arm up, stretch through the left side. And with the exhalation, pull your left elbow toward the left side of your waist. Again, take about 6 seconds to raise your left arm up and stretch through the left side of the body. Linger at the top for a couple of seconds. And on the exhale, shorten the left side of the body again. Take about 6 seconds to do that. And then hold the air out for 2. Again, inhale for about 6. As you raise your left arm up, stretch. Stay at the top for a couple of seconds. And with the exhalation, shorten the left side. And then hold the air out for a couple of seconds. And then stand up tall. With the inhalation, sweep your arms out and up, reach up high. And with the exhalation, bring your arms down. For the next movement, you will need a chair or a wall. So go ahead and find your chair, face the back of the chair, and then bend forward and stack your forearms on top of each other and rest them on the back of the chair. Take one step back. Pull your tailbone back away from the chair and lower your head down. Try to lengthen from your elbows into your tailbone, creating about a straight line from the top of your head into your tailbone. You can keep the knees slightly bent. And take a few deep breaths here. With the inhalation, lengthen your spine along the floor. And then as you exhale, lift your pelvic floor muscles first. Then hug your waist in. Maintain that contraction. And then inhale, widening your rib cage. With the exhalation, re-engage your pelvic floor, re-engage your abdomen. And with the inhalation, again, flare your ribs out as your diaphragm moves down. Notice if you feel an increase in abdominal pressure. Continue to breathe like that. Try to maintain the contraction of your pelvic floor and your abdomen. And just work with the movement of the diaphragm down as you inhale and up as you exhale, while maintaining the neutral curve of your lower back. Make sure that your neck stays long. Don't tense your shoulders. Keep both sides of your body long as well. And with the next inhalation, come on up. Put the chair away. Step your right foot forward, please. Make sure that your feet are not in one line and your hips are facing forward. Bend your elbows and point your fingers outwards. This will be our starting position. Make sure that your shoulders are relaxed. With the next inhalation, bend your front knee and raise your arms up so your fingertips touch above your head while elbows stay bent. And with the next exhalation, straighten your front leg, lower your arms, and hug your waist in. Again, on the inhale, bend your front knee, raise your arms, lengthen through both sides of your torso, and lift your chest up. And with the exhalation, engage your abdomen and come out of the pose. Do this movement 2 more times, please. Full deep breathing. And then next time when you go into the pose, stay there. Keep your front knee bent. With the next exhalation, lift your pelvic floor, hug your waist in, and pull your elbows toward your waist. Think of lifting your diaphragm up. And with the next inhalation, slowly raise your arms up and think of widening the bottom part of the rib cage. And again, with the exhalation, bring your elbows down as you re-engage your pelvic floor muscles and hug your waist in again. Maintain this engagement, and on the inhale, raise your arms up. Think of flaring your ribcage out. Then hold the air in for a moment. On the exhale, lower your elbows down, re-engage your abdomen, and hold the air out for a couple of seconds. Let's do it one more time. On the inhale, raise your arms, flare out your ribs, lift the chest, hold the air in for 2 seconds, and with the exhalation, bring your elbows down, hug your waist in, lift your diaphragm up, hold for 2 seconds, and then come out of the pose. Step your left foot forward so your feet are about hip distance apart. Close your eyes. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. And then step your left foot forward. So once again, make sure that your hips are facing forward. Bend your elbows and point your fingers outwards. This will be our starting point. With the next inhalation, bend your front knee and raise your arms up with your fingertips touching over your head. And with the exhalation, straighten your front leg, lower your arms. Again, on the inhale, bend your front knee and raise the arms. Think of widening the bottom part of your rib cage. And with the exhalation, bring your elbows down, straighten your front leg, and lift your solar plexus up and in. Do this movement 2 more times, please. About 6-second inhalation and about 6-second exhalation. Next time when you move into the pose, stay there. Keep your front knee bent. With the exhalation, pull your elbows down toward your waist, creating a lifting sensation in your solar plexus, deep into your rib cage. And with the next inhalation, raise your arms up. With the next exhalation, bring your arms down, lift your pelvic floor, engage your abdomen. Maintain this contraction, and on the inhale, raise your arms and flare your ribs out. Again, on the exhale, bring your elbows down as you re-engage your pelvic floor muscles and hug your waist in. On the inhale, raise your arms up while maintaining that contraction. Flare your ribs out. Hold your air in for 2 seconds. And with the exhalation, re-engage the abdomen. Bring your elbows down. Lift your solar plexus. And hold the air out for 2 seconds. Do this movement one more time on your own, please. And then come out of the pose. Transition down onto your hands and knees with your wrists aligned underneath your shoulder joints and your knees aligned underneath your hip joints. With the inhalation, lift the chest forward and up, widen your collarbones. And on the exhale, bring your elbows down and your tailbone down toward the heels. Relax your neck. On the inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. Stretch through the front side of the body. Full deep breathing. And on the exhale, bring your elbows down and then your tailbone down. Do this movement 2 more times on your own, please. Deep, comfortable breath. And whenever you finish with your current repetition, go ahead and transition down to the ground. Lie down on your stomach and place your hands under your chest, so your forearms are on the ground. Keep your forehead on the floor. Make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart and stay anchored through your lower body. With the next inhalation, lift your upper body up, and with that, imagine widening your rib cage at the bottom and widening your chest as well. And on the exhale, come down, right ear to the ground. Again, on the inhale, lift up, flare out your ribs, widen the chest. And on the exhale, come down, left ear to the ground. Do this movement 2 more times, please. Focus on the action of widening the bottom part of your rib cage. And then move your arms so that your forearms are on the ground and parallel to each other. With the next inhalation, lift your upper body up, widen your chest, stay up at the top. And as you exhale, turn your upper body to your right and try to look back towards your right foot. On the inhale, return back to the center, lift your chest. And as you exhale, turn your upper body to your left and try to look toward your left foot. On the inhale, return back to the center. And as you exhale, move all the way down. Again, on the inhale, lift your upper body up, widen the chest. Hold the air in for a couple of seconds. On the exhale, turn to your right, look towards your right foot. Hold your air out for a couple of seconds. On the inhale, turn forward, widening your collarbones, widening your rib cage. Hold for 2. On the exhale, turn to your left, look to your left. Hold your air out for 2 seconds. On the inhale, move back to the center, widen the chest. And on the exhale, bring your upper body down. Whenever you feel ready, roll onto your back, please. Place your hands on your knees bent. With the next exhalation, pull your thighs toward yourself. And with the inhalation, move your legs away. Continue to move like that. Deep, comfortable breath. Notice the movement of your ribcage and your belly as you inhale, and what they do when you exhale. And then roll onto your side and sit up, please. Keep your knees generously bent and feet on the ground. Extend your arms in front of you about parallel to the ground. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, lift your feet off the floor, coming into the boat pose. Keep your spine long. So with the inhalation, think of flaring your rib cage. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor muscles, then hug your waist in. Maintain that contraction, and on the inhale, flare out the bottom part of your rib cage. Notice how it feels. With the exhalation, re-engage your pelvic floor, hug your waist in. Think of lifting your solar plexus up and in. Take 2 more breaths like that. Do your best to maintain the contraction of the pelvic floor and your abdomen as you work with the movement of the diaphragm down on the inhale and up on the exhale. With the next exhalation, put your feet down. Keep your knees generously bent. On the inhale, raise your arms up. And as you exhale, bend forward and drape your upper body over your thighs. Keep your arms by your side so you can thread them under your knees. Relax your neck. Allow your upper back to round. Feel the compression in your abdomen. With every inhalation, direct your breathing into the upper and middle back. Create some space there. And with every exhalation, relax your back, relax your shoulders and your neck. Take a few more breaths like that. As you keep your belly compressed, think of directing the expansion of your torso into your upper and middle back. And then slowly sit up and go ahead and lie down on your back. Bend your knees. Keep your feet about hip distance apart and pretty close to your buttocks. Extend your arms in front of you with palms facing each other. With the next inhalation, slowly roll your hips up. At the same time, bend your elbows and bring your upper arms down to the floor with elbows pointing outwards. And with the next exhalation, slowly roll down as you raise your arms up. Let's do that again. On the inhale, bend your elbows and pull them down toward the ground. As you roll your hips up, press your upper arms into the floor. And with the exhalation, bring your arms up as you bring your hips down to the ground. Do that again. With the inhalation, roll up, bringing your upper arms down, and think of flaring out your ribs. Hold the air in for a couple of seconds. And with the exhalation, slowly roll down as you extend your arms up. And hold your air out for a couple of seconds. Let's do it again. Inhale for about 6 seconds as you roll up. Flare out the ribs. Hold the air in. And then exhale for about 6 seconds as you roll down. Hug the waist in. Lift your solar plexus up and in. And hold the air out. Do this movement one more time on your own, please. And then hug your knees to the chest, place your hands on your knees and circle them away from each other a few times. Make your way into a comfortable resting position of your choice. Get yourself situated. Bring your arms out to the sides. Make sure that your head feels supported. Without any extra effort, observe how your ribcage expands with the inhalation. And then watch how it deflates and how your belly drops when you exhale. Continue to breathe like that, and for now, let go of all effort. Do not actively assist with any muscular engagement on your inhale or on your exhale. Take a couple more breaths like that. Continue to relax your body. And whenever you finish with your current breath cycle, bend your knees, roll onto your side, and make your way up into a comfortable seated position of your choice. Sit up tall. Bring your attention to your breath. And then inhale for about 8 seconds, flaring out the bottom part of your rib cage. Let your belly expand. And with the exhalation, slowly deflate for about 8 seconds. And again, inhale for about 8, flaring out your rib cage. Let your belly expand. And with the exhalation, gradually contract the abdomen from the pubic bone toward the navel for about 8 seconds and create a slight lifting action in the middle of your rib cage. Take another breath like that. Inhale 8. Flare out the ribs. And then exhale 8, progressively contracting your abdomen and lifting up and in. Then inhale for about 8 seconds again. Flare out the ribs and then hold the air in for about 2 seconds. And then gradually exhale for about 8 seconds. Contract your abdomen. Create that sensation of lifting in and up. And then hold the air out for 2 seconds. Continue to breathe like that. Inhale for 8. Flare out the ribs. Hold for 2. And then exhale for 8. Lifting up and in. And hold out for 2. Continue to breathe like that, but this time make your pauses 4 and 4 seconds, So inhale for about 8 seconds. Flare out the ribs. Make your ribcage wider. And then hold for 4 seconds, maintaining that width at the bottom of the ribcage, keeping your belly inflated. And then exhale for about 8 as you gradually contract the abdomen. Create that sensation of lifting up and in within your ribcage. And hold the air out for 4 seconds. Continue to breathe like that. Inhale 8. And then hold 4, maintaining the width. And then exhale 8. Gradually lifting in and up. And hold 4. Now continue to breathe like that, and this time increase the pauses to 6. So inhale for 8, hold 6, exhale 8, hold 6. Do that for 2 breath cycles. Make sure that you don't hold the air forcefully. It's a gentle lift, it's a gentle hold. If it becomes too much, you can always tone it down. Hold less. And whenever you finish with your current cycle, see if you can gradually inhale and widen the bottom part of the rib cage and your belly for about 8 seconds. And then maintain that width for 8 seconds, if possible. Hold it all wide and expansive. And then exhale for 8, gradually contracting your abdomen. Lifting your solar plexus up and in. Gently, don't overdo it. And then maintain that contraction for 8 seconds, if possible. And continue to breathe like that. Inhale 8, hold 8, exhale 8, hold 8. Don't force your breath. If it becomes too much, dial it down. Hold for shorter period. Try to find your rhythm here. And we'll take 4 more breaths like that. 8, 8, 8, and 8. Make sure that your shoulders and your neck stay relaxed throughout. After you complete your current cycle, continue to inhale for about 8 and exhale for about 8. But this time shorten the pauses to about 4 seconds, both after inhale and after exhale. Take a couple of breaths like that. And then the next breath cycle, drop all the pauses. Just inhale for about 8. Watch your body expand. And then exhale for about 8. Watch your body deflate and don't put any effort into it. Let it happen naturally. And on the next breath cycle, drop the count altogether. Inhale for as long as it's comfortable. Notice how it feels in your body. And then exhale for as long as it's comfortable. Notice your sensations. Take a few more breaths like that. Expand your awareness from your rib cage and your belly outward into the rest of the body. Notice how your body feels overall. Notice the quality of your energy. Notice your mental state. Take a couple more breaths here, maintaining that inner awareness. Pay attention to those waves of your breath washing over you. With the next inhalation, sweep your arms out and up. Reach up high. On the exhale, bring your palms together in front of the chest. Relax your chin down. Take a couple more breaths here. And thank you for joining me today. Namaste.